Hi, this is episode 9 of The House That Fam Built. In this episode, I really feel called to discuss some of the houses and how they furthermore get into detail on how towards positivity or how they can make us go towards negativity. And so the next 3 parts of the series will be dealing more into those houses. For the house that's sand, we'll call sandcastles. For the glass house people, will call the glass menagerie. And for the stone house people like myself, we'll refer to them as the houses as the stone mountains as we go further on in the series. So starting with today's lesson, episode 9, sandcastles. So when I thought about sandcastles, I thought about geometry, precision. I've seen very elaborate sandcastles that were made in the sand. I even thought about how there's a freedom to it. You know, some people get real technical and, it's just like with Lego blocks. It can be a child's game, or you can have it for adults and they can build cities and things with Legos and houses. But when I thought about sandcastles, I thought about beautiful things, but that are temporary. See, sandcastles, although it might be all elemental, nothing in between, but they're kind of made to be washed away. So when we deal with people that are in the house of sand or from the house of sand, they tend to be people because their tolerance is so heavy. So they're very careful with who they give their hearts to. They're very careful about falling in love. So these would be the people that are selective about who they allow in their circle, because they know that if they give themselves to this particular person or friends or group or even work, that they're going to be all in. These are very, very devoted people when they're devoted. Again, when they're devoted. A lot that we see with the sand people is that they will disappear. We spoke about that before. So they tend to only like things that are temporary. Commitment might scare them. Going into a job where it's particularly more so goals oriented, where they have to plan out projects, that might scare them a little bit too, because they like a certain amount of freedom to be able to disappear. They like to be able to come and go. So when we deal with sandcastles, we're dealing with temporary places. So now these people pick temporary jobs, they'll pick temporary companions, they'll pick temporary living situations. You'll know who they are or who they're willing to be with when they start planting real roots. When they plant those roots down, that means that they've obviously seen something inside of you or something within the dynamic that you two might share, or with a friend group or a work group, where they're willing to say, okay, I'll stick it out, I'll do it. Now the drawback of that is that sometimes they can wait till it's too late. So these are the kind of all or nothing people. They're either going to give their all or they're not going to give you nothing. But there's pros and cons to that. Because they're so cautious and they're so careful, they avoid a lot of the pitfalls that most of us fall into. Stone people like me, we're the superheroes, and we'll fall in love 5 or 6 times before they give their heart once. So they've saved themselves all of that heartache, all of that heartbreak. They've preserved their sense of self. Now, once they do that self-work, once they decide that, I want to work on me, and I want to move forward, and I want a relationship, or I want a lasting career, or I want someone to be able to depend on me. Once they kind of make that up in their mind, there's no stopping them. There's no stopping them because they'll embrace the change. They'll embrace it. Sand is powerful. A few grains of sand inside the shell of an oyster makes a pearl. Okay. Because it can irritate, it can bring out the best in you. These people, once they decide to get involved with you, they will make you shine. And their placement in your life will be priceless. Now, with that being said, it takes security. Because even with that grain of sand inside that shell, still needed the shell. They need comfort. They need assurance. So if you're a sand person, or you know someone that is a sand person, if you're a sand person, again, what I suggested a few of the episodes of the series back, get a journal. Get a journal. Get in touch with self. Write to self. Set goals, short-term, long-term. Set affirmations. And put into you that stability so that you can give it to another person. And that's for the people that want to do the work. And for those that have already done the work, you already know who you are. You already know that you're on the right road and you're doing it. If you love someone that's a sand person, then the best thing that you can do is to give them security. Let them know that you're going to be the fence that's going to stop the waves from washing them away. And even if it feels like the waters wash them away, they're sand. They can be built right back up again. See, these are those people that you think is over for them. You could look at them and they could be, I'm just giving a reference, they could be a crackhead on the street. And you say, oh, that's just crackhead Tony, crackhead Tina. And if someone comes along and puts a bridge or puts something that will separate those waters and get them out of the realms of addictions or abuses or vices or whatever it may be, and you'll look up and those people are doing very good. Those people are right on top. Because all they needed was a little bit of shelter. And they just needed to be able to roll back and forth with it, get their grit back, and then they're the pearls. The pearls that are priceless. They can do that. So that's for today for our episode, Sand Castles, which is going to the house the fam built, episode 9, Sand Castles, and tomorrow we'll be dealing with the glass houses, pros and cons as well of that, and that'll be titled The Glass Menagerie. And today I just want to tell everybody thank you. I have a channel on YouTube that has all of my videos in a playlist, and it's called Christ, C-H-R-I-S-T. Well, Conscious Christ, C-O-N-S-C-I-O-U-S, okay? X-H-R-I-S-T, capital X, again, H-R-I-S-T. So it's Conscious Christ. And you can find me there as well. And get down in there. Like, share, subscribe, follow. We need some more views so that we can do lives. And like I said, and we can get personal and we can talk in real time. And I like to have that format to be able to get the rest of the word out. And we'll be able to answer all of your questions as well as offer prayers or advice, going forward. So thank you for joining me today. Bye.